can't put that in the podcast. It's copyright.
Do what we want. Good time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That was good, eh?
That was nice. I like that.
How do you like that, Max?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Jesus, the thing won't stop. Hello, Ben.
Hello, everyone. Feeling good to be here again with my favourite pally-wallies.
Thanks for having me.
You're here every week.
Matt Hancock. He said
It's been great to have me.
It's been great to have me.
Is that what he said on Stephen Bartlett's one?
Yeah.
Imagine being that confident.
That's uber confident.
Yeah.
Who do you say is the most confident person you know?
In person or online?
Everywhere.
Andrew Tate.
On Earth. Would you say he's the most confident?
Looks like it.
Definitely he's just outwardly confident, unless he's putting it on for the camera.
I think he's putting it on.
Yeah. It's all an act, isn't it? What about a bit like, I guess he's our current day Dan Bilzerian. Remember when that guy popped off?
That's a good way of looking at it.
He lived the massive alpha male lifestyle.
Yeah.
Was a massive trend for a couple months, and then he dipped.
Do you know what happened to him in the end? He started a company called Ignite, which was basically, I think it was a cannabis company out in Miami or LA. And he went round and loads of investors and raised loads of capital, like $50-60 million. And he's just spunked it all on parties and stuff. And This whole business doesn't make any money, hasn't made profit.
Wow.
And it's just like everything's going downhill. And there's videos on YouTube about it, and they've got like 6, 7, 8 million views about how Dan that you've all wanted so much, you wanted everything. Dan Bilzerian's got no money now.
Jeez.
But he still fucks bitches and
maybe he's reincarnated as the Andrew Tate. I mean, he had hair, now he's not got hair. Andrew Tate, maybe.
Cut off the beard and the head.
Yeah. Has anyone thought about that? Have you thought about that?
What? I'm confused.
Is it third person or fourth person?
Fourth wall.
Fourth wall.
Bring them in.
Why is it called the fourth wall? Because there are normally 4 walls in a room. Shouldn't it be the fifth wall?
Is it because I don't know, is it about speaking in first person? You know, you say, I'm speaking in first person. And then you say, I'm speaking in third person, as if yourself. Where's the second person?
I was just going to say that. Is there a second
person is a thing, isn't it?
Is there?
I think so. Stand by. I will Google it. Carry on.
That's an interesting thought, though, isn't it, Ben?
What's first person is like, hello, I am.
Yeah.
And third person is when I was a young boy.
So second person is you are.
Third person is Ben is such an amazing. Like it would be, hi, I'm Dan, and then third person is Dan is such a legend. Dan really is hungry today.
Oh, as if you're saying
like narrating
as if you're
for
not.
yourself, yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
But where's the second person at?
Yeah. What? How do they talk?
We don't know. That's what we're wondering. And then the fourth wall, which is where we were going with it. Maybe the fourth wall is where you're like looking at yourself from the third person's point of view.
I've got the definition of second person.
Go on, Joss.
So this is the description I found. Second person is a point of view that refers to a person or people being addressed by a writer or speaker. So, for example, the sentence, you walked across a bridge, uses the second person to say what you, the reader or listener, did. So rather than saying, I did this, or Joss does this, it's you did this.
Nice.
You welcomed me.
I'm about 5% closer to understanding what's going on here.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good explanation. Apparently not.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
Well,
good start.
That was an interesting start, wasn't it?
You've been to a place recently, Dan.
I have.
Boardmasters.
Yes. I was down in Newquay for a solid 4 days. Went there on Thursday, came back Sunday. That's 4 days.
During the heat wave.
That's how days work. During the heat wave, yeah. It's the second festival I've been to this year that's had 30-degree heat. I would not recommend it.
What'd you sleep in?
I slept in a plasticky canvasy tent, which was extremely hot.
Yeah, I bet it was.
For the first few nights we went out, had a lot of drink, and got back at about 2 a.m, and then would have to wake up by about 6:30 because the tent was so hot and unbearable you just couldn't stay in it.
What if you opened the door?
I don't really want to go to sleep at 2 a.m. with my tent door open.
What if you open it in the morning?
It's still so hot. There's no breeze. It's just an opening.
Would you not have slept like outside the tent?
No, I don't think I'd be comfortable with that.
Fair.
As big as I am and as confident as I am, I haven't got that.
Did you have a private spot on the tent?
Did I have it was my whole tent, so I had the whole thing.
Yeah,
the whole thing was VIP access.
What was next to your tent though? Was it
I only had access to a quarter of my own tent.
It's just like when you went to that other one, you said that your tent was miraculously in some sort of other compound where there's other people in tents doing drugs, and you were like, "Oh my god, what do I do now?"
Yeah, I found the weirdest spot in the middle of like a big group of young motorcycle BMX kind of kids. This one, we were in VIP camping. but it was still amongst maybe 2,000 to 3,000 people.
Fuck me.
In one big field. What VIP got you was some showers and some toilets. The toilets were basically really big sheds that you had to go up 3 steps to get to. You went into the toilet, you locked the wooden door behind you, and you'd look down, and it was a long drop, basically, which is just a toilet seat with a big hole, and then below that hole, you can visibly see piles of shit.
You can see it.
Yeah.
I
It was
have no
uncomfortable.
words.
I only did that once. I only went into that bathroom once because I thought I'm better than that.
Did it stink?
Yeah. The weird thing is they've got massive boxes full of like sawdust outside the toilets, and it says like, make sure you take a scoop of sawdust in because apparently the sawdust like neutralizes the smell of it or something. Am I gonna take a scoop full of sawdust in? Like people are already seeing that I might be I'm a bit embarrassed that I'm having to go for a shite in this place. Next thing you know, I've got to take a scoop full of sawdust in with me. What am I, a guinea pig?
Did anyone take it in?
Don't know. I didn't look. Just kind of got in there and got out. Yeah,
that is
pretty
asking
rare.
too much of someone who needs a shit at a festival, isn't it?
To be fair, though, do you reckon, like, everyone's in the same boat? Are there really going to be people outside the stall, like, watching people go in to be like, he's having a shit?
No.
She's having a shit?
Especially at like 6 a.m. when you're hungover as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do kind of get in your own head a little bit. So, yeah, that was interesting.
What artists did you see?
I saw Corrupt FM, Idols, Bombay Bicycle Club, Disclosure were on. Yeah, a range of stuff, really.
Disclosure Rum.
Disclosure were on. I said they were on, but I didn't really see them, but I did hear them. What was quite interesting is George Ezra was on at the exact same time as Idols. From the Idols concert, you could hear George Ezra. And obviously George Ezra is, as I heard on the weekend, George Ezra is just Michael Bublé defrosted.
That's such a good way of it.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's your mum's favourite. He comes out in the summertime, has a really good jolly time, and then dips for Christmas because he turns into Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
But it was really funny because from the Idols concert where it's kind of anti-government and anti-Queen and all that stuff, you could just hear George Ezra in the background just singing "I'll Be Riding Shotgun." It's so cute, yeah. In the middle of the Idols gig, actually, they got everyone to start singing or chanting "Fuck the Queen."
Did you chant?
For about 2 minutes. No.
Because you're actually, not many people know about this, you Dan, but you're actually quite into your royals, aren't you? And you've seen and met some.
Yeah, I've met quite a lot. I haven't met Prince Andrew, fortunately for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I have met Boris Johnson once.
Tell us about that.
Boris Johnson, my dad and I were walking through London. We were in Horse Guards. I was young. This was actually before he was PM. And
was he mayor?
He was just
your dad, or Boris Johnson?
The Johnson.
Okay.
And
was he the mayor
he
of London?
Must have been mayor, yeah. But he's just a character, wasn't he, back then? And
Still
is.
is.
That's fucking Boris Johnson. I think he was on his little bike, so I asked him for a photo, and I've looked for that photo everywhere and I can't find it.
Did he agree to it?
Yeah, I had a photo. Maybe my dad's got that.
Was he quite jolly about it all?
He's just a bit, take a photo.
Vegan sausage roll. Vegan sausage roll.
And then when I saw the Queen, Prince William and Kate at a gig. I was sat directly below them at a gig.
Didn't your dad wave at them?
That's insane.
No, it was during the national anthem. That was quite trippy because it was the only time that they all stood up. I was stood there like singing the song, singing the national anthem, and I just turned around and I could just see them just there. And I had my little Canon S120, and I took a little photo like that. I got video of
Selfie.
it. Yeah, I was like staying out of the way.
Just
during
in case the
national
Queen
anthem.
saw you taking a picture.
Yeah, but everyone
Was
like,
the Queen there?
yeah, the Queen was there.
So you saw her in person?
Yeah, but what's mad is it was like a military event, so like everyone there loves the fucking Queen, and I love the Queen, and I'm just a member of the public. So yeah, it was good times.
What? How far away was she? Do you reckon you could like throw in like a Twix at her? Or is it too far?
I could easily back throw a Twix at her.
That close?
Yeah.
Fuck me. That's really close.
So you sang "God Save the Queen" to the Queen?
Yeah,
Within a Twix throw?
within a Twix throw. Yeah, she may as well have been on this podcast. It was that clear.
Wow.
My voice, mate, cut straight through.
You
the
are a gift that keeps on giving, mate.
I am. Thank you. There's another story actually from there, but I keep forgetting the song.
God save.
Not that one. So we went to one of the gigs. Went to one of the things in the concert place or whatever it's called.
We back at Boardmasters now?
Yeah, back at Bournemouth. Not with the Queen now.
Okay.
And everyone was there having a good time, jolly good time, and that dancing along. And so we're all dancing and shit, and I'm singing along to a song, and then the DJ drops this like really sick reggae tune, and then he drops it, and it's Night Nurse, and as he drops it, everyone's like about to sing. Or no, everyone's singing along, then he drops the tune, and I'm the only one who kind of knows it, so I'm just bellowing it on my voice, really high pitch, Night Nurse, and the whole crowd fucking heard me sing that. I was the only twat in
Did they
that
look
whole
round?
audience. Yeah, and everyone was fucking laughing at me. So savage, mate.
Oh, only you, mate.
Big
Only
tune,
you.
though. Big tune.
Oh, that's not good, mate.
So that was my weekend.
That's not good. Well, I'm
got
glad you
some-
had a good time.
You got some sick photos.
I did, yeah. I was pretty happy with that. I was only there to kind of film. I was there working, but kind of got some photos for my personal collection.
And Corrupt FM reposted your...
Yeah, guy from Corrupt FM reposted. I got backstage at one of the gigs. That was pretty sick.
Didn't you meet, like, Bombay Bicycle Club's mum or something?
I met the guy from Bombay Bicycle Club. He's called Mr. Jukes. Is that his actual name, Joss?
No, his name is Jack Stedman or Steedman, but he is another music artist, goes by the name Mr. Jukes.
He looks like a modern-day version of Humpty Dumpty.
Wow.
Because he's got an egghead.
I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea who he was.
No, it could have been someone a bit more, mainstream. Sorry, Joss.
When you said it's the guy from Bombay, I
Yeah.
knew it.
Yeah.
But if you just sent me a picture of you and him,
Who could I have been? Maybe the Ezra could have been a better one, right?
I probably still wouldn't recognise that.
I'd definitely recognise George Ezra anyway, mate.
You love a bit of George.
No comment.
Nice. Which got me thinking, when I kind of snuck backstage, it got me thinking, Ben, has there been a time that you've been a little bit cheeky? Or you've got somewhere that you shouldn't have been, or you've done something that you shouldn't have?
Fuck.
On the spot. I thought about the example of the Mercedes thing, and I'm not sure if we spoke about that on this podcast, but it might be quite a nice little story to tell
Okay.
about your cheekiness.
What, our first ever one or our second time we did it?
It's probably best to start with the first one.
Probably, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So our first ever video, when Dan and I first started making films back in 2017, we had an idea of taking a car down to South France and filming like a fucking car advert with drones. The idea in my head was super high production, not really realizing that we couldn't do any of that with an 1100D and no experience. But anyway, I thought, Dan's in charge of cameras, I'll get the car. So I walked into Mercedes, well, I'd emailed them before, and I just said, hi, can I test drive like a AMG car or something? And they gave me like a diesel AMG line. But I was just like, I turned up in a suit and I was like, can I just, no, not that one, I didn't, sorry. I just turned up and said, can I have the car for a test drive? And they were like, yeah. And I drove it out and Dan was like shitting himself, like, oh my God, he's actually worked it. And we just basically made a really shit Valentine's Day video, didn't we?
Yeah, it was terrible.
And
To never be seen again.
yeah, I gave Hannah like a box of chocolates and a heart balloon.
Yeah.
Which
In
is,
an AMG though.
no, that
Sick.
wasn't even in the car. It was
Oh, right.
it was like the idea of the premise of the video was like, don't give your girlfriend like the best ride of her life or something.
Yeah, it was along the lines of like, why give silly presents like chocolate and flowers when you can get her an AMG?
Nice.
Yeah, everyone can do that.
Really cringe. And then about 2 years later, we did the same thing again, but I basically said that I'd come into some inheritance money, and I wanted like a C-class AMG, like an 8. I think it was an S-class AMG. It was like a 70, 80 grand car. And I had to get Dan to drop me off like around the corner in his Polo, just so they didn't know that we were like full of shit. And I turned up in a suit.
Nice.
And yeah, they took my ID and everything down. I don't think they normally give out AMGs to like 21-year-olds willy-nilly. And it got to the point where they stopped. I remember in the pre-production of it, they stopped replying to me, or they were like getting quite shit at comms. So I emailed the sales manager at Mercedes and I just said, look, mate, I've got really bad comms from all the sales guys here, so I'm just going to go to Audi instead. But thanks very much for your time. Just being a bit of a fucking...
Just pushing it a bit.
Well, if I was like that, I think just concreted that I wasn't chatting shit, I guess, because I had the balls to say something like that.
Yeah.
And then they were like, he instantly replied and booked it in like that day. I mean, we got it for the whole day, didn't we, Dan? And that car was as fast as the Tesla.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rapid.
It's so quick. It was scary to drive.
And it sounded amazing.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And you made the same film of that?
We didn't even make a video out of that.
I think we did.
I think we literally just got it for a jolly. We had a camera, and I was like, the intention of filming, but...
I think I made like a 20-second cut.
Did you make the cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
To
I think
Nine
it might
Inch
be on
Nails.
video or something like that.
Yeah. It's got like a cool intro of like the doors shutting and stuff. Backwards
There we
on the
go.
tools. But that car, mate, was a... But we've always thought about, we should do that again, but like go to like Ferrari or something.
That would, if you could do that at Ferrari, then that'd be mad.
Maybe we should do it. I reckon I could do it.
You'd have more of I feel like you'd have more of a chance doing it at a dealer that's not stock, but a dealer that's got a Ferrari there than going to actual Ferrari.
I don't think they give you a Ferrari for the day though. You'd go out for an hour,
and they probably go
the guy.
with you.
Yeah.
I think that's the risks you can take as a young business. Is like at that time we were just two young guys trying to make films, trying to make videos, and we weren't established and we didn't have any kind of liability to anything. Mm-hmm. Whereas now it'd be a bit different. It'd be like almost like a sales pitch then, wouldn't it? It'd be like, oh, we can do this for you if you just give us a car for a day and we'll see what we can create.
I don't know as well, like with Ferrari, I don't know if I'd even find it that... I mean, it'd be special.
Yeah.
And it'd be cool, but like, it wouldn't feel that fast anymore.
It's a different kind of thing though, isn't it? Because you've got the noise and the experience and the interior, you're driving a Ferrari. As you said, it would be special, but it's a different kind of special because it's not... Well, it is a rocket ship, but it's an old school, like loud, angry rocket ship, not a sophisticated Star Trek Enterprise like you've got at the moment.
Wow, that was a very, very nerdy response there, Max. I'm quite impressed with you.
Come on, I've got to go back to my roots.
Max, would you say there's been a time when you've been a bit cheeky or out of the box? Just think about one in the meantime, you cheeky boy.
Yes, I think so. Not quite to the same level, but there were always times, especially like sort of as a photographer doing fashion, like street style stuff. We'd always be in like locations that were like, you know, it would be like a shopping centre or some rooftop car park or something like that. Like we'd just go to like random locations, try and get on the roof of somewhere just to get something different because everyone was trying to get like the same photo. Excuse me. And there were so many times where like security people would come up to me and be like, "You can't be here," all this stuff. So I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, sorry mate, I'm shooting for Vice," and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, just 10 minutes, and then please go." I'm like, "Yeah, no worries," and then we stay there for another hour and like. Another hour and they don't come back.
Yeah.
I've had one time where a security guard came up to me and was like, "I need your SD card." I was like,
"Wow,
no." And they're like, "No, give me your SD card." I was like, "I'm not giving." Like, no.
Was it in public or was it on private property kind of thing?
I think it was actually on private property, but it was a shopping centre. Like it was outdoors in a shopping centre.
All right.
And yeah, he was just like, "Oh yeah, I need your SD card." And I was like, "Mate, I can't give you that. It's my property. I'll delete the photos. That's fine. I'll format it, but I'm not giving you the card." But yeah, a couple of...
Did he back down at that point?
Well, he did, because I said, "Oh yeah, I'm shooting for Vogue." And he was like... He probably didn't know what Vogue was, because in hindsight, 15-year-old little Max was like, "Oh yeah, I'm shooting for Vogue." You're fucking not, mate. Me and my mate are shooting for Vogue right now. But yeah, no, that's really the only time I've ever needed to do that.
I remember when we filmed the Swindon Half Marathon and we were well hungover, and we went to the end, which was in the town centre outside Mackey's, and it's fucking rammed everywhere. And Dan just looks at me and goes, "Watch this." And he pulls a high vis out of his bag, puts a high vis on, and literally walked past like 16 security guards to get to the entrance of
oh my God.
the end of the run.
Yeah.
And I'm sat there outside the camera in like the rain, just watching him like walk around all the VIP zones, and no one's saying anything. At one point, he walked into the fucking stretching tent, and he's just like filming people stretching.
Didn't I meet you at the side of the gate and give you my high vis to then get in and meet me?
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. Like when you're trying to sneak into places, is the confidence is the biggest thing you can have.
And the high vis.
Yeah, high vis is like as important. But if you've got the confidence just to be like, "Yep, I'm part of this team or I'm part of this crew," you'll get straight in.
Part of the crew, part of the ship.
Yeah. Jossie boy.
I've been thinking, mate. I don't know.
There it is.
I don't know.
Amazing.
Sorry, I don't have anything.
I think it depends what kind of thing you shoot. Like, as you said, like music festivals and stuff like that, I feel like you can bullshit your way in.
Yeah.
If you've got the chat, and as you said, you've got the confidence, and there are loads of stories of people getting into like Travis Scott gigs and stuff like that and sneaking in places to shoot.
There's a really good video that Zach Alsop from Zach and Jay, he just uploaded recently about sneaking into Glastonbury. And how, it's impossible to get into that place. And he found that there's one river that goes, there's basically a tunnel that goes underneath the ground of Glastonbury and out into it. And he did like a recce with his dad around the whole place, learned where it was, and then went back there on the day and like snuck in at night time. But like what's crazy is on this, where this tunnel is that's got a river going through it, they literally put a big metal gate in front of it when it's Glastonbury, so people don't sneak underneath. But yeah, there was a tiny gap that he got through. It was like 30 centimeters big or something, and he had to proper get
That's insane.
I do remember when I was about maybe like 12. We went on holiday to a place called Dunrail in Holland near Amsterdam with my family, and the sick thing about this campsite is it had a water park, a theme park, and a campsite all in one compound. So it was like, I mean, as a kid, it's like
massive.
It's like ecstasy for 10-year-olds. You know, it's like the most amazing place. But the water park and the theme park shuts at like 9 p.m. for obvious reasons. And I remember you could have in the campsite, you could hire those pedal go-karts. Remember those things? They're go-karts, but they're pedal powered.
Yeah.
And me and my brother hired them, and we started up our own little taxi service. And we were like transporting people from like campsite A to campsite B or campsite B to the theme park for like a couple of euros. And people would like see us, and they were like, "Oh, they started to recognise us on day 2, day 3, day 4. Like, can I get a lift, so and so?" And we ended up making, I don't know, a couple of €50 notes or something. Anyway, we made some friends out there who were all a bit, I guess they were naughtier kids than me and Tim were, or maybe I was. Tim
were they French?
No, they were all English. I think they were northern kids, so they were a bit rough and ready.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went into the theme park at night time with these go-karts. And do you remember the slides you go down on the sack?
Yes, yeah.
Or the helter skelter one that you go round.
Not round, it goes straight down like a wave.
The what one?
Oh, yeah.
The what one?
Helter skelter.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Anyway, what we ended up doing, we ended up going up the slides with the go-karts, and we pushed the go-karts all the way to the top, and then we went down these slides.
What?
And obviously we were just sending it, and there was no one about. It was like midnight at this point.
Bloody hell.
Security guard turns up, has a bollocking at us. One of the northern guys nicks his security hat and gets on the go-kart and cycles off. And I shit you not, it was like a sketch from Benny Hill. This security guard was chasing him for a good 45 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating the time there.
Wow.
Yeah, good time.
That sounds like a mad holiday.
And then the next morning, taxi service resumed as normal.
Yes. What time? Back on shift?
Oh, mate, 10, half 10.
Did you have many people asking you, been busy tonight then? Have many people tonight? Where'd you get busy?
I remember there's a girl on the back of Tim's bike, and he was like, "Oh, a shortcut," and he just turned left really hard, and she went flying off the side.
Wow.
Nice.
And he kept pedaling.
Insurance claim.
He just fucked right off. Because
Jeez.
obviously we weren't insured drivers back then. And we weren't a legit taxi service.
That's
and obviously
pretty
that
dodgy.
was international trade as well.
I can't believe that you went on holiday and started a mini business with your brother.
We didn't know what we were doing. I think we just gave a lift to someone, and he gave us like 50 cents. And we thought, this is how fucking...
Holy shit, this is it.
This is how it starts. This is how it starts.
Ben, your teeth are looking miraculously white today. They actually do look so white.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, that's because I've been having teeth whitening.
Really?
Jeez.
How
Well, I started Invisalign about 2.5 months ago now.
2.5 months?
Yeah, well, I'm on week 10.
Wow.
So 2.5 months. Crazy. That's gone quick, isn't it?
That is quick.
This year's gone quick.
So these are invisible retainers that you plug in and plug off your teeth, clip in and clip out, clip in, clip out. And then now, because my wedding's in 3 weeks, I've started the teeth whitening process, which means I have to put this gel in my retainers at night time. I have to do that for 3 weeks, right? The weirdest part about putting this teeth whitening in this, though, and sounds really counterintuitive, when you put the gel onto your retainers and you put it into your mouth, you have to make your teeth as dry as possible. And mate, making your teeth dry is not an easy feat because it's your mouth. You're constantly creating saliva, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like take a cotton bud to your teeth and like dry your teeth.
Polish them.
Kind of. We'll just dry it out, get the cotton to absorb your saliva.
Wow.
But what I did yesterday, I just took a hairdryer to my teeth.
Did it work?
It worked very fucking well. It felt awful.
Can you show us how you did that?
No. Not about someone being able to Photoshop something else into the image quite easily.
Yeah.
Have you ever done those like teeth whitening strips?
I haven't, no. And I've never hair dried my teeth either.
I tried one of
lived.
those teeth whitening strips.
Does it
and
hurt?
Yeah.
it
I don't know if
hurts.
I'm just soft. It's probably that I'm just
I've
soft.
heard it hurts.
I put it on. I'd take it off straight away because it really fucked my gums. I don't know why.
Mm.
Are you supposed to put it on? You don't want to whiten your gums, though.
Well, no, but it's hard to.
You're trying to whiten your gums.
Not trying to. I think I just didn't apply it correctly.
You
but
have
also
got very
it's
white
not-
gums.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, that's why. No, but it really hurt. So it put me off doing it forever. So now I just got shit teeth and I'm embracing it.
You've got lovely teeth.
Cheers, mate.
Did you say embracing it?
I was fishing for compliments. Embracing. Ah, nice.
Fuck
See
off,
that
Dan.
tooth joke?
Yeah, great.
Cool.
What time is it? 2:30.
Hey, 248 actually.
Sorry.
Close.
Go on.
Nice.
2:30, not 2:30. Did you
I
get
heard that, dickhead.
Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Cut that, Joss.
No.
Nope.
There you go. I did that first
Next
try.
question.
Yeah. So also in the news, Max just recently got an EV,
Yes.
didn't he?
Electric vehicle.
The third company car.
Let's go.
3 out of 4.
1, 2, 3.
What did you get?
I got a Cupra Born, which is made by the same people that make the VW ID3. It's basically the same car, just with very
With
different-
a sexy trim on it.
Yeah, it's got like a little kit on it. So it's like a boy racer ID3, basically. But no, it's very, 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 very nice.
You
Very
happy with
nice.
it?
Yeah.
What's it like
Very
driving a
happy.
new car as a young man?
Surreal. Very surreal. It was such a weird experience. Like I was saying to you guys, like my dad used to get company cars when I was a kid, and I remember like sitting with him and the guy who delivered his car and like learning about his car, and like just being, as a kid, you're like secondhand gassed. Like you're sat in this nice car and you're like, oh, this is fucking sick. But this time, like I was having that experience, but it was my car. And it was just weird, like driving it off the lot. I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to touch anything because it's Dad's car." Oh no, it's my car. Okay, sick. And like it has that new car smell and all the tech and everything. It's like, wow. I don't think I never thought I'd ever have like a new car. It had like 6 miles on it when I got in it.
It's crazy how a new car can like make you feel. I remember when I was like 16, my dad got a new Ford Mondeo company car.
You fucking love that car.
And this is like the first car I ever fell in love with. And I remember he brought it back, and it was like it's like a titanium Mondeo, and it was black, and it wasn't like quick or anything, but it was like a business car.
Yeah.
So it was like kitted out inside, tinted windows and all that. Really nice company car. And I remember my mum was like, "Oh, it's so exciting! We'll cook something really nice for dinner tonight to celebrate."
Wow.
And my dad was like, "No, Carol, we're going to McDonald's."
We're going out.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it becomes like a little event day, doesn't it? Because I woke up and you know, I had so much faff with my old car, like I'd take that into a garage. I won't go into that because it's just long. I had to take that into garage. I had to do a load of other stuff during the day, and then like we got all that done, and then Karis was like, "Should we go into town and get some breakfast?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go into town and get some breakfast. It's new car day. Fuck yeah, let's do that." So we went and got some breakfast, and
What did you have?
I had pancakes.
With what?
Pancakes with berries because I was lean gains.
You a berry man?
Well, I was going to get bacon and maple syrup and all that shit, but then I was like, oh no, because you know, trying to slim down. So I ended up going with pancakes and a shitload of cream and all that stuff because obviously I'm trying to watch my waistline
With cream.
Yeah, ended up just cancelling it all out.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, but it didn't matter because it was new car day, so it's an event. Like,
Correct.
So
Infinite calorie day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then went and go and pick up the car. Then I went and had a nice dinner with my mum and dad. Like, it was massive. It was a big day. I'll remember it forever.
What was the first tune that came on in your car?
Oh, good
Do you
question.
remember
Oh, that is a good question.
Because I remember Hannah really making a point about, oh yeah, I remember my first song that came on in my car. And like, she remembers like songs when she passed a driving test and shit like that.
Really?
I'm like, it's just weird that,
To be fair, I had that thought process before, like a couple of days before. I was like, oh my God, I need to pick what song I'm going to put on
make
first.
a little playlist.
Yeah, literally. But as soon as I got there and Alex pulled the cover off the car, everything just left my head. Like everything that I thought, I was like just a kid, just so gassed I just couldn't think.
Yeah.
I think the first song that came on was probably something by Dave. I'm not even joking because we've been listening to
Jordan
it in the office
4s or
quite a lot.
Jordan 1s.
Yeah, exactly.
Ones.
But yeah, it's just so I don't like. I understand the difficulty that you had when you got your Tesla. I remember you saying that you didn't want to like bash petrol cars now, or like bash like normal cars now. But the difference is like
It's immense.
it's like it is crazy.
Can you? Are you starting to realise how I feel about driving the van yet, or is it too soon?
I think it's too soon. I think the van is good because it's automatic.
Yeah.
And I think if the van was manual and it didn't have like cruise control and all that stuff, then
It hasn't got
would
regen
be-
braking,
It'd be
though.
the same. To be fair, yeah, I haven't.
That's what scares me when I get in it, and I have to remember to use the brake.
Oh, is that why you get a bit worried about it?
Yeah, because I don't.
For those who don't know what regen braking is, please explain.
So electric cars, they have regen braking where they will, once you take your foot off the accelerator, they will slow down. Kind of like...
They don't coast.
No, they don't coast. Kind of like a remote control car. It just slows down. And it uses that energy on the braking to recharge the battery. So you actually get way better mileage out of it. It's the way to use an electric car.
You feel like you're getting pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, well, it just brakes heavy. Yeah. So you've got to keep your foot on the accelerator or in cruise control the whole time.
Yeah.
You can turn it off, but it's stupid to do so.
The Teslas is quite harsh though. I've noticed.
It is, yeah.
Like it slows you down a lot, whereas that one isn't actually too bad.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, it doesn't really matter how strong it is because your foot's going to be in the accelerator anyway. But yeah, getting in a van or another car now, you have to remember when you stop accelerating.
Yeah, there's another pedal.
You keep going.
Yeah.
You keep rolling. Josh, do you know what I mean about the van? Does it?
Yeah, 100%. I'm so used to regen now. I did it in the ID3 the other day. I put it into drive just to see what it was like, and I was like, "This is weird."
Really?
Just coasting along, yeah. But then when I drive to the van to shoot, it's weird having like all that grumbling engine underneath you, and like it just not moving at the speed the electric cars do.
It really is. I would say it's like going from your last phone to your first iPhone.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Because you're going from your fucking Motorola flip phone, and then you get an iPhone, and you've got a fucking giant screen, and you can watch YouTube, and you can go on the internet, and all of that on 3G. It was that sort of leap. It's just like, fucking hell, this is crazy. Yeah. I'll never go back to flip. You didn't think about flip phones ever again, did you?
Yeah.
True.
Go for it, mate.
I was just going to say big props to Alex Jolly, though, for the hookup and for the experience.
Me. Yeah, honestly, Alex, if you're watching this, you're the fucking man. Like, he sorted me right out. I think we literally just before we started filming this podcast, we got an update on the car that I was supposed to get. And it got pushed back another 6 months.
Yeah.
And it had already been pushed back 6 months.
Yeah.
So
you're supposed to get it in May. It's now January.
Next year.
So,
yeah. Alex, if you're watching, fucking love you.
Bless up. But which is quite mad to think about the experience that you can kind of get in a dealership like, you know, Cupra, where he kind of had the cloth and all this stuff, and it was like a proper day. Whereas, like, you've gone and bought a Tesla, and the experience is you go to a stand at a shopping mall. They say, "Yeah, if you could just sign this bit of paper here, right?" And then say, "Take you to a parking lot," or
not even that. They just double check my name and address,
and then say it's outside.
And then they give you 2 like debit cards that are your Tesla key.
Crazy.
And they say, do you want us to walk you around it? And in my head, I'm like, I know more than you. Because I've watched like 95 hours of content on like receiving your car and stuff, because you have to wait. And then you get out there, and then all of a sudden you forget everything. And then you get in it, and it's just mad. It was cool that all you boys were there for collection, because I think you all shared like, oh my fucking God, I can't believe this is Ben's car. Like I was thinking.
It's quite crazy, though, that the scale of what Tesla is and how big it is and how impressive it is, that kind of end customer service is so kind of
yeah.
I suppose because they're so efficient in their delivery system.
Yeah,
you can be like that because you didn't. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. You didn't have any issues when you went and picked the car up.
No,
it was seamless,
very seamless.
Yeah,
and I guess at the end of the day, like I didn't give a shit if it was more personal.
No.
I was just so excited to get the car.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, I didn't care if there was going to be 100 handovers or 1 handover. Just get me in the seat.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive, though, when we got there, because it's at Cabot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we got to the car park in Cabot, and there was just rows and rows and rows of Teslas, which is quite impressive. It's quite a sick sight. Wow.
It was quite cool having a cloth pulled over your car, though.
Yeah.
That was because I remember watching like loads of car deliveries as a kid, like seeing people collect their supercars, and it's like a Ferrari under a sheet, and they pull it off. So to have it, and then he'd do it, and that's my car underneath it. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, so we have actually, as you boys know, we've gone carbon negative. Drum roll, please, Joss.
I don't think there's a sound effect for that.
Something. Yeah, we care about the environment.
Well, now 3 of us have electric cars. We are even better.
You are so green, and I'm green with envy.
Nice.
Sorry, I should have thrown something down there.
For people who are listening who don't know what carbon negative is, could you explain for us, please?
Yeah, it just means when people talk about carbon, you get really negative about it. No, I'm just kidding. Carbon negative is when you take more carbon out of the atmosphere than you put in. So you are a climate positive business, but you're a carbon negative company. So you're taking more carbon out of the atmosphere than you actually put in. So therefore, you're reducing the amount of carbon in the atmosphere. Therefore, you're reversing the effects of global warming and making the planet a whole lot safer for our dolphin friends and seagulls.
That is amazing, because isn't it true that whenever like rockets go out of space, they break the ozone layer? Do you know I once heard that?
I have no idea.
What? No,
that could be true.
There was once an interview of someone who said that. They were like, you know, Tesla. It is about Tesla, I think. It was about the Tesla. What are those things that are doing Wi-Fi up in the sky? Starlink. So they were like, yeah, the Starlink's good, but like every time they put one of those up into the sky, it's completely tearing through the atmosphere, tearing through the ozone layer or something like that, which is not correct, I believe.
Because I don't
from what I've
think
heard.
it's not
Anyway,
like
sorry,
it's not
Josh.
like a layer of gel, is it? That's around the atmosphere. I think it's
You're
just,
free to go in and out.
just yeah. There's no like ticket machine.
You got an all-day pass.
Yeah, I wonder what identification you need to provide to get out of the Earth.
A PhD in aerospace engineering
You'll,
Yes,
eventually,
that will
you'll need
do.
stuff. You'll need international passports.
Wow.
to get to the
Wonder
moon.
what colour they'll be. To talk about carbon negative and stuff like that, though, Ben.
Yeah.
Why have we done the whole carbon negative thing?
Long story short, we thought we should start to have a better understanding of what our vision and goals are as a company, and along with other things around culture and stuff, we thought another good thing would be environment, because it's something we all care about. I guess because we're young, we all kind of naturally fall into that aspect already. Not that older people don't, but I mean they kind of don't.
It's down to us to make a
difference.
Yeah, a difference, and also like at this stage in our career, in our business, why aren't we doing something?
Correct. Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah. So the first big thing we could do really for the environment is to make sure that we're not polluting it. And that's now what we've done by being carbon negative. And I guess the next step would be to strive for stuff like being a B Corp company where we don't have a 100% male ratio for a start, white male ratio, and then we move into having more female staff, more the diverse staff, but diverse team, and fair salaries for all. Not that we don't already, but all that sort of stuff. Josh, am I missing anything on B Corp there?
I don't think so, mate. No, I think that's good.
Yeah, so I think we just move towards being a more equally fair and good business for all.
So obviously we are now
Sexy.
we're a team of 4.
Correct.
3 out of the 4 have EVs.
Yeah, who doesn't,
Um,
Dan?
Oh, keep drilling it back.
Yeah, sorry, just had to mention that. But then not only that, but we also have a diesel van.
We do.
So there is that factor. But do you want to talk about how we offset that?
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So basically, Earthly, they come in and they say, here is the biggest Excel spreadsheet you're ever going to see in your entire life. We need you to fill this out. And it asks you questions, anything from how many miles you do in your company van through to your granddad's inside leg. They want to know fucking everything. And once you fill that information out, and it takes you a better part of 3 months, and you lose sanity, mental health, go through therapy, come back, finish it.
Carbon negative, though.
You then hand that back. They work out what your carbon footprint is. Ours was 36.8 tons, and they said, would you like to round up to 40? So you can actually offset even more than you put in. And I said, fuck yes. So we did that, and we paid around, I think it was £500 to offset the carbon that we've emitted since we started our company, since inception, which in reality it's not that expensive, to completely offset everything you've ever done. But I guess we're in an industry where we don't actually, we're not a factory.
Yeah.
We're just pumping out shit constantly.
Yeah.
So ours is okay. And it's just, I don't know about you, but I definitely feel a bit better for it.
I was saying this the other day, I've never really been, it sounds so bad, I've never really been in tune with that kind of stuff. Like, for example, driving my car, I haven't really got a choice. I have to drive, so I'm going to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until starting here, I think I was speaking to you, Josh, that I really understood the effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And now every time I see, it's a very privileged situation to be in, but every time I see a truck drive past and then a massive puff of black smoke comes out the back of it, I just think, fuck, that's so bad.
I always think fuck, I need to get my windows up and turn my aircon on inside only cabin air ASAP before I breathe that in. But I can never do it fast enough because my fingers are like fucking tweezers, mate. I can't press buttons fast enough. I'm panicking. I'm going to lose my job. It just goes crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, Dan?
Yeah, that's the problem you see with EVs. First of all, there's too many buttons. Second of all, there's no chance you could get from Swindon to Scotland. Oh my god! Said every petrol driver ever.
And to be fair, I do drive from Swindon to Scotland every day, so there's no way that I'm going to be able to live with it.
Since having an EV, have you had any people argue the case against them? Have you had people you can't do that with it? Because I literally watched a video last night, and it was of a Facebook group of people who are very, very anti-establishment and stuff. And
what sort of Facebook group are you in?
I went deep into Facebook. It was a Facebook. I'll show you later. And there was this just group of 50, 60-year-old plus people, and they were saying about electric cars aren't good for me. I couldn't use that on the farm. And then they talk about the whole you couldn't get from Swindon to Scotland easy. Or you'd have to charge up 100 times. People are so unaware of really the possibilities of what electric cars are doing and how good they are.
They just write it off because they don't understand it.
What funny arguments have you boys heard? Joss, have you heard any crazy shit coming out of people's mouths?
Ben, you put it perfectly the other day when we were talking about it. If people can't afford it, they don't like it, and if people don't understand it, they hate it. And that hits the nail on the head, because if someone doesn't understand something, they instantly don't care, and they don't care to research. And the trouble is, people, they hear one thing and then they fixate on that and they hold on to that idea. So, electric cars 10 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to get very far. You couldn't do more than 80 miles.
Yeah.
But people hold on to that idea. They don't realise that there's electric cars now that can do 400 miles, and that there's literally rapid chargers in every service station now.
Imagine not realising that technology evolves.
Literally.
Literally the fastest moving industry on the planet ever to exist.
Yeah.
And you think, that's going to stay the same.
I think another thing as well, though, is like the cost thing. Because I always thought, I remember when I started a business or when I started here, and here there was more talks of, because I know like Josh really wanted an EV. I'd never really thought about it, but it was always something that was like, electric cars, like Teslas, cost like £100,000. There's no way I'm going to ever be able to get a Tesla.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that other EVs are the same price.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Teslas themselves have come down a lot as they're bringing new models out.
Model 3's cheap.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. I think people here, I can't remember what it's called. Like Rivian, for example, 80 grand car that starts at.
Yeah.
That's what they think of when they think EV. Oh, I'm not going to be able to afford that. And while, yes, EVs in general to buy one outright are probably
expensive,
more expensive than other options that you could get.
Yeah.
They're actually not. If you were going to go and finance a petrol car, it would cost you pretty much the same as the EV that I've got, for example, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, and let's not avoid the elephant in the room. It's not like we've just gone out and spent 160 grand on these electric cars. These are all business leases, and they're all very, very tax efficient. There's no BIC rate. You get corporation tax savings. Like these cars are, we're leasing like brand new electric cars for the same price as leasing a new Vauxhall Insignia. Like these aren't luxury prices. It's just the fact that the government are really pushing, and there's so many tax benefits to leasing an electric car versus anything else. And it's kind of like you either do it now and enjoy it, or you miss the boat.
Yeah.
When my lease on my Tesla's up in 3.5 years, I might not be able to lease one again because the benefits won't be there and it won't be worth doing. I only did it because of the amount of money. It's not actually expensive, and that's what's really interesting about it. Is it comes across very flexy, but it's the complete opposite. We're actually saving money by doing it.
I had that exact thing last night. I went out with some friends, and they were saying like, "Oh my god, I saw the car that you got." Like I instantly went on Auto and looked it up, and they were like, "How the fuck did you get that? That's ridiculous."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Is that like yes? If we'd have bought that outright, it would be ridiculous." But that car out there is cheaper to me, as in like what I actually pay for it. That car is cheaper than the 2010, 2011 Audi that I had, the A1, 1.6 diesel.
Yeah,
that electric car that's brand new costs less. That is insane.
Yes, that's what's crazy about it. But people don't tune in to think about it.
No.
But I guess you kind of have to be in the know to know, right?
Very true.
There it is. And if you'd like more about that information, contact Ben.
There's a YouTube video. Don't contact me. Just go on the Ottr channel and search Tesla, and you'll find the video.
Once you've watched that video, though, send Dan a message. Yeah, and tell him what you've learned.
Yeah. Please do that. I actually get messages fucking loads about Tesla and say, "Oh, how have you got it so cheap?" And I send the video, and they're like, "Yeah, but can you explain it to me?" And I'm like, "Watch the fucking video."
Yeah, it's that easy.
Sorry, mate. Are you getting sassy with me?
Nah.
Good.
Yeah. Cool to you, yeah.
I'm just going to pull up what I wanted to speak to you about, Dan. Do you remember getting your A-level results?
A-level? I'm not too sure.
College?
College.
Collage.
They would have probably come through the post, right?
I got mine in a giant assembly, and they read the results out live.
No.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, with public services. Did you not have that?
They read your results in front of everyone?
I definitely didn't have it in person.
I had a BTEC, and we did the BTEC in public services, and we had an assembly, and I got the lowest result possible. I got triple pass.
Yeah, and look where you are now.
You did a BTEC?
Well done, mate.
Yeah, I did BTEC in public services, so like army, judiciary, military.
Yeah.
Tantalising.
What memories do you have of that? Was it a good day, bad day? And for those that are receiving theirs today, what should they feel?
I just remember not really giving a fuck.
Nice.
Simply put, I had no plans to go to university, and even if I guess if I did, I would have been disappointed. But I kind of asked for it. Like if you try and go to university and you get you don't get enough UCAS points, that's kind of on you. Or you don't get into your first university. It might be a bit shit. You don't go the way you want to in university, but fucking hell, it's such a short period of your life. And your life, I haven't been to university, but I imagine as soon as you leave it, your life changes forever anyway. It doesn't really matter where you go. University for Amber was one of the worst 5 years of her life. And she's way happier since she met me, obviously. But I am not going to uni was the best decision I probably ever made, aside from going into business with Dan.
There it is, ladies and gents. Bless you.
What were your results like?
I think I just got like a merit or something like that. Merits.
Of course you fucking did, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teacher's pet.
Kind of middle ground, That's how I've always been.
Mediocre at best.
Yeah. Not great, but not rubbish. But in the middle.
You ran 100k, mate. You're one of the best people I've ever met.
Yeah, in 14 hours. That's not great. I could have done it in 10.
Next year. I got BEU in my A-levels.
Wow.
And I did 4 subjects.
Where'd the fourth one go?
Yeah, well, you tell me, mate. Fuck knows. I think I had to drop it in the end. But yeah, I remember opening my results being like, fuck. And then going back to work and being like, this is shit.
What was an E? Is it... A U is just
U's like
there's no grade with that.
U is just like, you're shit, mate. And do you know what I got U in?
Photography.
Media.
Really?
Yeah.
That explains so much.
And then I went and got a degree in it, and now I work in it.
What did you get in
How
the
does
degree?
that work? 2-1. High 2-1. I was 2 marks off a first, and I was fucking fuming.
You told us in the interview that you got a first, and this job was first only requirement.
Yeah. We do purely on grades.
Sorry, I got a
You've
first.
lied
My
to
first
us.
day, that's the thing.
We're going to have to take the car
Sorry. Well, I'm a bit foggy.
Can't take the car away. Yeah. Josh, have you got a degree?
No, I haven't got a degree.
That's why I asked.
It's not about us, Joss. It's about the audience that are listening.
Max, you're the most
have not got a
qualified
degree.
person here, Max.
Yeah, but a degree is just... depending on what you get a degree in, I would argue a degree doesn't really help you.
I will say it now as an employer. I could not give two shits if you have a degree or not. I will literally hire you. We will hire you 90% on attitude.
Yeah.
And 10% if you're good at the job, that's a great bonus. But if your attitude's great, that's kind of all we need you to do.
What if my attitude's bad?
Josh, you're thinking out loud again.
Sorry about
If your attitude's bad, you won't have an interview and you won't get a job. And we've had bad attitude interviews.
We have.
With jeans and black trainers.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
I think in media, though, like it really matters about your portfolio as well. And like what you do. Show
it
that
really
you're
helps. It really helps, yeah. But you can pull other people's shit and claim it as your own on portfolios.
good. Yeah, true.
Look at Dan's portfolio is like loads of shit that I shot. So
Yeah, all the photography is Ben's. Most of the video is yours.
Nice.
And I still got the job.
Let's go to the shop.
Wow. Something else I've noticed we've been doing recently, we've been shooting a lot more real estate, haven't we, boys? A lot more houses.
It's free real estate.
Joss. Is that the
Did you
last
say
word?
Estate.
So we've been doing a lot for our good friend Callum Aslantape, who runs Anthony Aslan.
Nice.
And also for our good friend and DJ host Ash Suberry, who runs Easy Living Property.
DJ.
And Ash obviously works in development and Callum works as real estate. But we are getting in a lot of houses lately, boys, aren't we?
Loads.
We're filming a lot of walls.
I feel like I know so much about housing now.
Yeah, I think we should maybe start selling houses ourselves. Who would be the best house salesperson? Do you
Ben.
think? What would?
That's not even a question.
I don't know.
It depends on the house.
It depends on the people you're viewing round, though, because some people might get your energy and be like, "He's a bit much." Like your energy will be high, whereas I think someone like Joss, he's going to come in all calm, chilled, loving. They're going to fall in love with Joss, and he's going to just sell them the dream.
That's how I used to close sales, baby.
Yeah, Joss is the salesperson here.
Do you know I once closed a £16,000 sale in my old job?
What were you
What
selling?
was it?
Crack.
Mate, I sold the shit out of it all. They came in for a
Really?
big TV, gave them a sound system and everything as well. And
What TV
just
was it?
works. It was like a 80-inch, like 8K Samsung at the time, and it was like 8-9 grand just for the TV.
Fucking
And then they had like
hell.
a sound bundle.
And
Then they wanted the company to set it up and put it on the wall and all of that, and that costs a lot extra as
16
well.
grand.
Yeah.
You got
Heck
too
of a
much
lot.
money at that point.
Joss asked me to ask that question. Just so you can talk about that.
Have you noticed that in all these podcasts, you guys just rinse me?
No.
Are you getting upset?
Yeah.
Oh, Josh, don't victimise yourself. Come on.
We talked about attitude earlier.
Yeah.
We need to chat about it.
It's just sorry, Josh. It's because you're in a different room, so it's
Dan's
like
attitude
just
is terrible.
Oh, that's true.
In the next podcast, we
not
need to get you. We need to get you in the seat so that you can give it back.
But going back to my point, I think you would sell houses better based on the property. For example, like new builds, I reckon I'd outsell you all day because it's cookie cutter shit. But if it came to like a farm in the middle of nowhere, right? And because the thing is, Dan, you know weird shit.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yeah, just to let you know, I know this house, this farm doesn't look like much, but every other full moon, a river comes through here and you see a silver swan. And this is something I read on like this heritage podcast about 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And you'd know weird shit like that. And people would be like, fucking hell, I'm going to have to buy it. Whereas I'd be like, 4,000 square feet, you can get 2 horses in here and your kids can go to school.
Nice.
Do you know
Very,
what I mean?
yeah, very, very straight talking.
Yeah, but you'd know the silver swan story.
I love that.
And I think that's what sells it, Dan.
I think that's what sells us.
It'd be a partnership. I feel like I'm too easy to read. I'd walk onto a farm and be like, fucking stinks here, doesn't it? Yeah, it stinks. Don't get it, shit.
Absolute shit up.
Yeah.
How's it been, Max, shooting houses? From the variety that we've had some very, very spenny houses to some not so spenny houses.
It's been
range
interesting.
in size.
It's been interesting. It's definitely different. Some houses are easier to work with than others, but it's a new challenge, and I think we've risen to it very quickly and very well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we've got some new houses on the way, some big houses on the way, which I'm very excited for.
Do you like shooting real estate?
I find it quite therapeutic at times. I think it depends on the house. Like there are some houses that you get in there and you're like, fuck yeah, I can work with this. Like this is going to be a sick video. But there's also, on the other side to that, there's some houses that you walk in and be like, I've got my work cut out. And you know, there have been times where we're walking around houses and I'm thinking, fuck, how do I get this angle? Or how do I make this space look big?
Yeah.
Which can be really hard to do because obviously traditionally in real estate, you want to make every room look as big as possible. And some are really hard to do that. But I think we're going about it in a different way, I feel like, not to sound really cringe, like, oh yeah, we're doing things differently. But like...
We're disrupting the market.
Yeah, no, we're just like... We're putting a little spin on the traditional real estate video that's just like a sweep, like a pan of every single room and like...
You know, you said that you have to work out how to make things look bigger.
Yeah.
Just shave. Trust me. It adds like an extra 2 inches.
That's really
That's why you should be the director.
Only you need to worry about that issue too.
Oh my God. Wow. Jeez. At least I'm not infertile.
Oh my God.
That's because I got a kid in the way, not because Dan's not infertile.
Oh,
Disclaimer. But
you're lucky I didn't go there.
My jokes that I say, they wouldn't be as dumbfounded if you guys fucking said something. You just let it always fall on deaf ears, like Stella.
What do you mean?
Like right now.
She's not deaf.
Oh, what? As in, like, we don't say anything after?
I say the joke,
No.
and then it's just like tumbleweed.
It's because it shows how shit your jokes are. That's all we're doing.
Joss, was that shit?
I think it was pretty good.
Love the silence there.
All right, Joss, cut that.
No, shooting real estate has been fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next house because the next house is fucking massive.
It's very big, isn't it, Dan? Speaking of big things, Dan, train strikes.
Train strikes, massive, absolutely massive. Train strikes this weekend, Thursday and Saturday, coming in hot. I think every single train on the lines this weekend are going to be out of action. That's out of action.
Trains.
Even Francis Bourgeois is not going to be able to make his TikToks this weekend because the trains are out of action, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it Bourgeois? I always thought it was like Bolognese or
he's mind the gap.
Or Bologna.
I think it's Bourgeois. That's train 32 leaving out of the Swindon station going towards London Paddington. That's
Karis was going to go into the office. She works from home and she's been in her job for over a year now and she's only been in the office I think 3 times.
Wow.
And this week she was going to go into the office because someone's leaving at her work and it was all a big thing. And then rail strike.
We're supposed to go in today.
Yeah.
fuck.
So rip.
That's hybrid working, mate.
Yeah.
Mental.
It's crazy. It's crazy the infrastructure they have. Anyway.
What do you think about the railway strikes? Do you know the postmen are going to post people are going to strike soon? Sorry,
That's a good save.
You nearly said one gender post people, didn't you?
I did.
Right,
I saved
wrong.
It is wrong.
Wrong.
Train strikes.
What I have noticed though about postmen and women is I don't think I've ever seen a postman or woman not in shorts. Discuss.
Yeah, I think
Close skirts, not a thing.
Mate, could you imagine doing that walk in big trousers?
Yeah,
They
mate.
weigh you down. You're nowhere near a streamline.
Well, you're
And-
cold.
Chub rub.
Do you find then that no matter the weather, you can wear shorts and your legs don't really get cold?
Yeah.
You find that? I don't think that. I don't have any memory of my legs feeling cold.
No?
No, never.
I've definitely had cold legs.
Have you?
Yeah.
Weak.
Have you ever played an outdoor sport and got really cold and wet?
Not my
Yes.
legs though. My core, my chest, my head, maybe my hips, my love handles, but not my legs.
Never the legs.
Mate, we used to play rugby in when it was I remember playing rugby in the snow and the studs wouldn't go in the ground because the ground was frozen solid. And I remember I couldn't catch a rugby ball because my hands were freezing cold.
Yeah.
And then they called the match early because no one could play. Everyone was dropping the ball. No one wanted to be there. We went back into the change rooms and I physically couldn't get my boots off because my hands were so cold. And I couldn't undo my laces because they were caked in mud and all the mud had frozen. So I was just sat there in the change rooms staring at these boots with hands that felt like they were on fire. They were that cold.
Yeah.
Just what is life? Why am I here? And it was a Sunday. So I was sat there and I'm like, I'll go fucking school tomorrow as well. What is the point?
Jeez.
Do you ever get cold in ice hockey? You're not really.
No, not in ice hockey. In football. Any outdoor sports, yes, massively. But
Yeah.
ice hockey, no.
But
It's ironic that.
do you remember your legs being? My hands, my feet have got cold, but never my legs.
No. I just remember I used to love getting really dirty at football. Really muddy.
Right.
I used to get in the car, Mum had to put a bin bag on the seat, so I used to get always dirty. I was always the one guy just slide tackled everything.
You're like the polar opposite of me. I hated it.
Even in warm-ups, I was slide tackling nothing.
Did you
just practicing?
Did you
in
just
the corner,
slide
just
into
running.
wet puddles as well?
Yeah,
Was that you?
Wet puddles. If there was just the flags in the corners and stuff, just practice on them sometimes.
Did you ever do it at school?
Get a few in early.
Were you that kid at school? Were you that kid at school that would if there was we used to have so many kids like that where there was a big mud patch on the field,
Yeah.
and the kids would just jump in it.
In PE, maybe, yeah.
No, I used to know
during
kids
school?
in their school uniform that everyone would be like, go and jump in that puddle. And they're
Nah,
like,
that's
fuck yeah,
disgusting.
and they go and slide in the mud puddle.
That's mad. No, I
Mate,
never did
I
that.
am not looking forward to my washing machine, mate, because Calgon's not going to keep it up if that's the case.
Yeah.
You got to
It's
make
gonna
sure
be
that
tough.
your kid's not like that.
Well, they can do what they want. They've got their own willpower.
True.
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 Talking about willpower, I nearly drove into someone the other day.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
actually, they nearly drove into me. God,
Yeah.
that could have been a court case, couldn't
Have
it?
you heard this story, Josh?
Yeah, not good.
Have you, Max?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Doesn't
Then.
doesn't
Shall I
show
do
down
it
in the
then or
best
not?
light.
No, it's good. I just
Good
wanted
for the
to
It's
feel-
funny though, isn't
It's
it?
kind of not my fault, though, and it
Well-
doesn't show me in a bad light, but I am right for what I did.
If you like.
Driving down the road, overtook a car, completely fine, in the speed limit. Next thing you know, the car that was on my left suddenly also wanted to overtake that car as I was passing. He sends it towards me. I have to fly my car to the right, so we're both kind of going sideways. I came to a halt, horn down. Old man driving that car was completely unaware of what just happened. And I'm pretty sure he hit the side of my car, so I'm fuming. And I think, fuck, we have to get into a shop. We have to pull into a car park just so we can trade details, because that's what you've been taught to do, right? That's the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So I pull up beside him on a traffic light. I'm like, can we just pull over? You've just hit me in the car. And old man was like, oh, I didn't know. I haven't done anything like that. And he's completely unaware. So I was like, for fuck's sake, what do I do now? So I thought, well, I better follow him to see if he'll pull over for me. So I follow him around, and we're driving around Swindon, and it's literally cat and mouse as I'm kind of chasing him about. And I don't think he's aware that I'm actually following him at this point. He's just kind of going on with his day. It was a Sunday, so he's within the Sunday driving category of 80 years old. We're driving about, and then next thing you know, he turns into an entrance of this park. As we're driving down, I start to see some things on my left and right. It works out that we're inside the fucking crematorium. We're going to the car park of the crematorium, and the guy who hit me is probably going to see his deceased wife. And I'm on his tail. At that point, when I got into the crematorium, I thought I better back off a little bit here because this is a bit insensitive. He absolutely sends it into the car park, wangs his car into a hedge, didn't give a shit. I put my car over the road from him because I didn't want to be, at the point I cooled down.
Too confrontational.
Yeah, I was like, I can't be confrontational here.
Bearing in mind you've just followed him across Swindon into a crematorium.
Yeah, I thought this is a place of many respects, so I thought I'd best calm down here. Get out of my car, I go over to him, and he's just about to walk off because he didn't know I was there. And I said, sorry, mate, but I think we've just hit each other on the main road back there. And again, he repeats, I don't know what you're on about. What are you on about? And just kept repeating about, he had no idea what was happening and what had happened. So which was really frustrating me because I was like, you've just fucking hit me. I didn't swear at him, but I was like, you've just hit me. I need your details. And then I look at the side of my car, and he's like, well, whereabouts did I hit you? And then I look at the side of my car, and there's no damage. He hasn't hit me. And I've just tailed him across Swindon into the crematorium.
To find his dead wife. But before he goes in, he gets accused of causing a car accident.
On a Sunday as well.
On a Sunday. And you've got school tomorrow.
Yeah. He got out his car, mate, with 2 walking sticks. So he was old. And I felt so bad. I kind of went over to my car hoping there was damage to make me look like a twat. But there wasn't damage, which made me look like a twat. And at that point, I had to just be like, he was getting angry as well then, because he was like, well, no, because you're accusing me. And he thought I was trying to, like, scam him. And I was like, I'm not trying to scam you. You've just nearly hit me. And then I just thought, okay, well, I need to leave. So then I got back in my car and drove off. So, yeah, that's a thought. If you ever get hit by someone, good luck.
I just got a vision. I'd love to have been there for the moment where you're like, all right, cheers then. Bye.
That would make such a funny animated sketch where you get there and you, after all of this fucking drama, you realise the guy is mourning his wife.
Yeah.
And he's gone to cremate her.
I did say when I got out, I said, I'm really sorry that I have to do this here, but you've just hit me on my car and I think we need to trade details. And he was just like completely unaware. And the one thing that annoyed me the most about it wasn't necessarily the fact that he hit my car, it was more the fact that he didn't pull over. I thought at least have the courtesy to just say, all right, let's go have a look at them. Oh, there's no damage. Cool, let's carry on with our day. But he just was like, no, I didn't do anything.
To be fair, I think if I saw someone like following me, like chasing me down, I'd be less likely to pull over.
Yeah, probably.
What I would do is I would drive to the nearest crematorium and pretend my wife had just died.
Do you know?
Imagine if the whole time he was just like,
where can I go? Where will he get sympathy and leave me alone?
Yeah. The whole time as well, Hannah's like, so I call Hannah as well, and I'm getting angry in the car. I'm like, babe, someone just hit into the side of me. I'm going to follow them because I don't know, they're not pulling over. I've got a photo of their plate and stuff like that. She's like, okay, yeah, stay cool. All right, I'll see you later. And then she looks on, like, Find My iPhone app or whatever. She sees where I am. She starts tracking me, and then she sees that I pull into some random car park in the middle of, like, forest and shit. Obviously, crematorium being, like, fields and stuff. She starts panicking, thinking Dan's going to go and have a fight with someone, and he's going to get beaten up, likely. So she starts locking up all the windows and doors and gets ready with Stella. And she said she literally was about to leave, and she picked up an umbrella as a weapon, just in case.
That's a ride or die right there, mate.
Yeah, she got my back.
Marry that girl.
I will. So there it is. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if that's your grandfather, or if even if you are listening, I'm sorry.
Terry.
Yeah. That's bad.
The moral of the story is check yourself before you wreck yourself.
How can I check myself when I'm driving the bleeding car? Is that a bad... Have I done something wrong there, do you think?
No, mate.
Do you think less of me? Have I done bad?
No. I think it's hilarious,
Look,
though.
at the end of the day, he could have driven to a fucking playground and sat on a park bench and been a weirdo. He just happened to drive to a crematorium, and you didn't know that.
It always happens to me, though, these things, I swear.
Yeah, to be
It
fair.
does happen to you, yeah.
But in the famous words of Will Mackenzie, that's terrible, but it's not really relevant, is it?
So true.
Little in between his quote for you there.
That's what you should have said. Like, if you said, I'm going to go see my wife. Like, not really relevant, though, is it? And you wouldn't have got it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's been a fantastic podcast, boys. Thank you very much for coming today. And make sure you put your invoices in, because I know we pay you for your time here.
Yeah, if you can get my car fixed as well, please. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of this podcast. Thank you to the listeners and the viewers out there. If you are watching this on some sort of Instagram, TikTok, YouTube playlist thing, just make sure you like and engage with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ben.
Good night, Jim Kite.